kick it off formally now, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah. All right, fine. Welcome, everyone. All of one person's Tuxedo Tom. Still waiting to hear from you. It's a Kettle of Fish episode number 91. We're going to change things up a little bit. Change the format. Maybe make some shorter episodes, more frequent. This one is sans Paul, so we can talk all the shit we want about him. Because he won't listen. So
True.
This is true.
this will be the one episode he does listen to.
In its entirety. It gets mad.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we talked about doing.
We should totally talk about Star Wars then.
Yeah, but I don't care about Star Wars.
No,
That's true.
but he
yeah.
does. That's the point.
So Paul brought up a good little idea about not doing rapid fire, just topics. Like we were just bullshitting for an hour just to be bullshitting for an hour, but to actually focus on like one umbrella topic. And then if we happen to want to keep talking, then we'll just put out another episode.
That's
I kinda
Paul's
like
idea?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So to be fair, I've been trying for quite a while to like just say, let's record it this day at a certain time. Let's have it scheduled. If I'm there or not, it doesn't matter. Whoever's there, whoever's not, it doesn't matter. Just whoever's there, just record. And I'm pretty sure at some point in time we talked about just doing singular topics. And
Singular.
Singular. He misspoke.
You know what to do, people in the comments. Kill him.
But yeah, so we'll give it a try. See what happens. Maybe it'll be a little more organized and less chaotic. So
And you were asking me how I am?
yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm doing all right. I'm a mix of the best I've ever been and rotting. Is that? I feel like that's a good. Yeah.
Rotting.
Yeah, I'm like 2 months into this cut and I'm almost done, so I'm like delirious all the time, which is good. And
Gotcha.
I have a very new
Your body is like, feed me the carbs and the calories.
Yeah, I just shat water about 3 minutes before we started this. Probably because I ate Chick-fil-A or something. But I have a new exciting. What do you call? What? How do you respectfully? New exciting endeavor.
There you
romantic endeavor. Yes, there we go. New exciting romantic endeavor. I was gonna say love interest, but that's not. Well, anyways. I have the heart of like a fucking gay Italian man, so that probably will turn into a fucking love interest. But so yeah, man, things are good. This job fucking sucks, so I'm really trying to get my cert and become a personal trainer so I can bully you two more severely.
Gotcha. Yeah, anything to turn up the intensity.
Yeah, anything to make it worse on you, Rob.
I legitimately wondered how long it would be before you realized I had not been to the gym in almost 2 weeks.
Well, you obviously got a large period of grace for the passing. So I was like, all right. But then I was like, all right, I think it's been like a week after that. I was like, I know he should be in there moving some steel around.
Yeah. Yeah. I missed it, but I was just dead. I was absolutely exhausted from doing this yard work and landscaping stuff. So shout out to anybody who's ever done that professionally. Because
I don't think they speak
not
English,
for me,
Rob. But
Paul insists that he did it for a period of time, and
it's probably why his back's fucked up.
Maybe. I want to know how long. Paul, if you're listening to this, I want a illustrated timeline of all of your professions you have ever had.
Didn't Paul say he benched 315?
Yes, he did.
That fucking rocks, man.
But yeah. All right. Frank, how are you doing, man?
Same old. You know. No great news yet, but things have been pretty good, pretty chill. We went to Saint Augustine again, like a week ago. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Everybody's traveling, going a
I'm
little bit
not.
further.
I'm not
down
going
to
fucking
Florida.
anywhere.
Between Paul, I love how Paul goes to Disney World. He's like, it's so hot and miserable. I'm like, yeah,
It's
you're in
June.
Disney World in June. Yeah, like
in Florida.
What'd you expect? But
The only
And
place
we're gonna-
I'm traveling is into the depths of my own mind every single day, into hell and into some box. You know what I'm saying, boys?
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I'm
fair,
saying?
I was waiting for that. The bliss box.
Listen,
No,
I
was wondering.
am feeling very respectful, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm maintaining that respect. Dude, it sucks. All my fucking guy friends are being really gay about it. They won't talk to me about it. They won't let me give them updates because they're like, it's not a good idea, Tyler. So I can't even tell them anything. None of them know about anything. How stupid is that, dude? I'm like, you can't, watch your friend. If you know your friend is going to use his savings to buy lottery tickets, if you know he's going to do it, and there's nothing you can do to stop him, don't you at least hope he wins? Right? If you can't stop him, don't you at least go, well, man, I hope it works out for you. Right?
Yeah,
I guess not.
that's fair. No, I'm with you. That's pretty much where I fell. I just kind of settled on. But
Yeah, didn't you say I'm what did you say? I'm fucking stupid or something. You may have called me a fucking retard. Which is true.
All of us
That's
have.
true. It's pretty true. Yeah, I bet Frank says it daily.
No.
He just shakes his head now. He doesn't even say it anymore.
Which is worse.
Just, I facepalm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the extent of it.
But
with your situation, no, I if you don't recall, I was supporting you from the beginning. I was just cautioning you the entire time.
Yeah.
Because I felt like you really needed this, so I was happy for you.
And I think that's pretty much what I've repeatedly said in text messages as well. It's like, it might not be a long-term thing and something that's kind of obviously not going to be a long-term thing, but it might be what you need in this moment.
I'll say this, I won't get into specifics, but there shouldn't be anything new that would stop things. So I'm like, I should be good. Like, I don't want to say anything too crazy, but I feel like everything's kind of been fleshed out, and I'm like, okay, if I haven't been scared away yet, what's left? I don't think there's anything really left to get me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah. I guess the proverbial other shoe will fall at some time, right?
What's the phrase? The shoe will fall?
Yeah. Or the other. Is it the other shoe or the other? Yeah. Yeah, it's the other shoe will fall. Is that right?
What?
Frank, you're the literary person. What is it? And we don't have Paul here to.
Yeah, I don't favor that idiom very often, but yeah, when the other shoe drops.
Yeah.
What does? Okay.
Shoe.
I don't know.
It
What that
basically means when everything comes to fruition.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like when it all goes down.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain event that'll happen, and it's like after the event, I don't plan on bouncing or anything. So I'm like,
right.
And if I've seen, if I've looked into Pandora's box, all right, that's a bad.
Nah.
And I have not been deterred, then, I'll probably be chilling. We'll see. Maybe the Rock consumes. I don't know.
I don't think it would be that. I don't think that would be the turning point. I think it would just turtle. Yeah, I would think it'd just be something else. I don't know.
I mean, there's a couple things in my mind that I can think that could happen that I would go, hey, I can't, but I don't see those.
Or she surprisingly starts to listen to this podcast.
That's why I'm being very careful. I have not mentioned the podcast, but if that happens, I pray to God this is the only episode they listen to. I pray to God, because if I don't want their first. Tyler does a podcast. He just said "chike." I don't want that. I don't want them to ask me what "chike" means.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right, on to the. Are we going to talk about the thing?
Yeah. So you asked for the umbrella topic, and this is the first time we've really kind of like taken time to say this is what we're going to talk about tonight, and I don't know. I like being able to prep for it. But in the Discord, I put Tuah, OnlyFans, internet responsibility, safety, future social regret, and it was kind of a jumble of thoughts and ideas, but it centers around future regrets and like potential fallout of just internet culture and kind of just like what all people put on the internet, because it's almost always going to be too much, right? You take a picture, post it up on Facebook, it's forever going to be there. You could delete your account. Something somehow could have potentially copied it. Like I have even found pictures of myself on like some random Chinese forum, and I'm like, what is this?
Really?
Yeah, because I did like a Google like image search, and it came up with web references where this photo showed up. And it was some random off the wall, I couldn't even tell you what it was about because it was all in Chinese, forum. And it had a picture of me. So I don't know if like somebody was trying to
That's kind of fucked up a little bit.
like me. It is. It is. And I listen to websites. I listen to podcasts that talk about internet security and privacy and how you essentially don't have any privacy. But you can take steps to make it better, VPNs and whatnot, using non-Google products, stuff like that. But I don't know, it just got me thinking about all these people that have gone off and started like OnlyFans accounts, and have they truly thought about the potential outcome of that aside from maybe earning some money, which I think that's even becoming more of a dwindled and just like overly saturated market. Because I feel like everybody, you either know somebody who has one, or you know somebody who knows somebody who has one.
I know a few people.
I know
that have
somebody.
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank's got one that's very successful.
That's what I heard.
He's just tugging his chain on there. Go ahead.
I do want to let it be known, I'm not passing judgment on anybody that has an OnlyFans account.
We should qualify this for sure.
I personally, I think it should be perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay if a reasonable adult wants to go and do that to maybe make a little extra change. Fine, cool, whatever. Just whatever. But like this girl with the Tuah. Do you know about this, Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. Frank, I know you know because you're down with memes too. Like this girl went completely like a shadow off of social media. Her and her friend that's in that video just completely deleted everything that they have.
I didn't know that.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, there's like a huge search for her.
Normal.
Right. And it's because of how viral that video went.
Yeah.
And it's like she gave that interview on a whim. I don't know if she was like just on vacation or drinking, just out having fun with her friends. It's what it seemed like, maybe a party of some sort. But, this guy comes up, asks her this question, and she says, she gives the infamous answer. And now it has potentially ruined her.
I thought you were going to say
that
was going to go on my... Yeah, there you go. That's going right in my spank bank.
Spit on that thing, I did think about putting the audio clip in here, but, whatever. But it made me wonder, like, all right, so she answered that question, like, in just a, like, spur of the moment kind of thing. And sure, it was funny, and sure, it was viral, and, respect to her, I guess. But she's now dealing with the fallout of that. And we're always hearing of these people of some sort of office, like teachers or elected officials or whoever else, who have OnlyFans accounts in their private time off to the side who get fired or who get reprimanded in some way because of this account. It just, I don't know, it just makes me wonder what kind of fallout will there be, if any at all? What will it look like? And I guess just like, is it that uncommon to think of internet security and privacy?
I have a couple thoughts. I think this stuff used to be a lot. The consequences used to be a lot worse. Back when this was not as common. But I think the market is so saturated. Over time, the market got more saturated. People's opinions on it have kind of de-radicalized. Like, sure, most like moderate adults are not a fan of it, but the vitriol towards it has gone down over time. Certainly, like
Right.
public opinion on like OnlyFans and shit has definitely softened.
Right.
So for every person that you hear that is doing it on the side to make a little extra money and they get fired for it, there's probably like 20,000 legitimately would be my guess that their employer goes like, hey, like, we know about this, but just like keep it under wraps. We're not going to fire you. Just don't let anybody
Right.
else know, that kind of thing. Like, I bet that happens all the fucking time.
I think honestly, just as kind of like a side note, I think it's kind of fucked up that people have gotten fired over that, anyways, as well.
If you're a teacher,
Like-
I totally get it.
Yeah,
You
it
can make an
depends.
argument for it, but it's like, why were you just searching for them on OnlyFans just cause, as like a background check of sorts? Like,
I feel like, just in my gut, if your professional career has anything to do with kids and you're doing like sex work on the side, that's just not. I just don't. It's just weird, man. It's weird. I don't fuck with it.
so I can understand that.
Well, for employers, it could be a number of things, right? The biggest is they don't want their brand to be associated with it. So, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's what they're doing in their personal time. As long as it's not directly mentioning the employer or anything by name, it's kind of violating their free speech, so to speak. But, flip side of that coin is when you go and start working for a company, you usually sign a document saying, hey, yeah, I'm willing to pay the price. Certain states like Georgia, for instance, is a fire at will state. So they could just, they not like the way you even look at them one day and say, nope, you're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why take a calculated risk if you don't have to? It could just be a way for them to have an out. Like they're tired of this employee's poor performance, but they can't really nail it down to protect them legally.
True.
So they go for something like this, where they can say, well, we're trying to protect our brand image, and unfortunately we have to let you go. That's the biggest thing I would think for this particular, like, OnlyFans, I'm guessing, is what we're really focused on. But here we are in a podcast too, and we say a lot of off the wall shit too. So I get worried about getting doxxed sometimes, especially now that I'm open market again, trying to find a new employer. I get really worried sometimes. Oh man, what if these guys go and listen to the podcast and it's like, nah, we don't want this jackass on our team, and so it's kind of a gamble.
I guess I'll know what happened whenever I get a text message from you saying, hey, can we start making money from this?
Yeah.
let's take this more seriously and start to market this. I get it. And if, in the case of OnlyFans, if somebody was on their OnlyFans account and promoting some new video that they're putting out and they're in the Walmart vest or GameStop t-shirt, okay, I get it. Yes, that makes total sense.
Wait, what are you referencing?
Oh, because Frank was talking about brand protection.
Oh, you're saying that if somebody was doing content in that uniform, they're like, yeah, of course.
Right, in that actually
Right.
connecting the two brands.
Gotcha.
And I totally
Yeah, for
get
sure.
it. But like I while I work at my hospital, I'm not. If I'm wearing the ID badge, sure, I'll be a representative of them. But in the meantime, I'm me. Like what I do in my private life, in my personal life, should only reflect me. I don't see how they could. I could see why they would want to, but I don't see how they could get rid of somebody for that. But we're also getting a little way of the privacy and the thinking it through before you putting out the content. But
yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think it's pretty gay if an employer like fires you for what you do outside of work. In most cases,
I'd agree.
that sucks.
I'd agree. I'm a little curious with you when you mention like if their profession has to deal with kids, then you're kind of like, oh, if they have an OnlyFans.
Yes.
Why is there's a question there, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
All right. Well, while you figure it out, I think that if you're a teacher, kids are on the internet younger than they ever have been before. So if there's even a chance that the children you're teaching and functionally raising 8 hours a day, 5 days a week could stumble upon sexual content of you, what's the theory? That it does nothing to their brain? Nothing?
No, that wouldn't even be the question that I have. My question is to me, in that circumstance, the responsibility of the child having access to that is not on the teacher. It should be on the parent.
Bro,
I know.
You can't. No.
I know.
Bro, parents are fucking retarded. Are you being for real?
They are, but the responsibility does fall on the parent.
But if anybody can squirt, okay? Trust me, I know. So if two silly billies can squirt and make a kid, the professional trained educator should be the one with an even higher standard and even higher care. Genuinely, that's how teachers should be. So like, if anybody should not be, oh God, Rob, you're gonna make me kill myself.
Okay. So how about this? All right, I'm gonna pose a hypothetical scenario here. So you got a teacher teaches middle school. She has they have an OnlyFans account, and they're running it.
Right.
But they take the time to blur their face. They don't use any name that could tie them to it.
And they don't talk about it at the school and all this stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So how'd you feel about that?
You
asking me or Tyler? Okay.
Tyler.
When you say all of this, Frank, are you functionally trying to say that they are undetectable? It can't be known that it's them?
They've taken reasonable steps to separate their professional life from their OnlyFans life.
So like they blur themselves out so that they can't really be identified.
Okay. If they're doing their due diligence, then I think that's a totally different story. If they for some reason, if they're like, I gotta do it, I gotta fucking burst on camera. Okay, sure. But if you are doing your due diligence in concealing your identity because you have a profession with children, and somehow look at the 3 freckles on his shoulder, that's Mr. Thompson. Like, okay, if you're at that level, then it's like, I don't know, dude. I guess like fate, like that's just whatever cosmic force going, you're doomed. Fuck you, no matter what. Like that would be a much more. Honestly, that I would be fine with that. Like if somebody's like, oh, this teacher got busted for doing OnlyFans, but he did everything in his power to conceal his identity, because he was a teacher. I go, oh, okay, sure. That's
there
fine.
have been a few times that of the ones that I can remember where it was like parents of a kid found the teacher on OnlyFans or administration. And it's just like, well, why were you looking in the first place? For them specifically, there's millions of creator accounts on OnlyFans, and you're going to land on that one?
Yeah, that is
Right.
odd. It's like, how did you even find that?
There's that actually also brings up another point that I wanted to say. So I kind of did like a cursory search of like how many creator accounts there were just a few years ago compared to now. From 2019 to 2022. Okay.
Oh, I'm
So
so
what,
curious in this.
3 years, 4 years? They went from 348,000 creators to 3.1 million creators.
Dog.
Well, majority of that was probably due to COVID too.
Right.
So
COVID's involved, inflation's involved,
Bro,
because a
that's
lot of them are like, I'm
insanity.
just trying to make a little extra cash at home to help pay the bills, you know?
Wow.
That also kind of makes it irrelevant to even have an OnlyFans, because
That's what I'm saying.
the
It's like trying to be an
likelihood
actor at this point. It's not. You're not gonna
right.
go anywhere with
Exactly.
it.
I did
Realistically,
see another thing where it was like the top 1% accounts are the are the ones that bring in like 80 or 90% of OnlyFans revenue. It's a crazy number.
Yeah, it's literally
Crazy
just it's a different spin on Hollywood, to be honest, like as far as pay and shit goes.
Exactly.
But then that brings up the question of like, if you know how saturated the market is, why would you go into it now? I mean, for what?
It's just,
There has to be some kind of something that's gained. They feel, I don't know.
I would just think it would be just to have another avenue to bring in some kind of money. And if it's something that they already enjoy doing to begin with, I mean, what's the extra leap? I mean,
Who doesn't like a good burst, I guess?
yeah, exactly. You find like a niche fetish or whatever, and you're good to go. But what do you think?
Pooping.
Like, do you think there will be a fallout later on? Like, it's not a 1-to-1 comparison, but it kind of reminds me of like what I hear about the 60s and, free love, man, and just kind of a wild time. And after that, things got a bit more moderate or more.
I feel like everything is cyclical. I feel like we were really trad and really conservative and really Republican and Christian for a while, and then there was too much of it, so people started to rebel. And what does rebelling from that look like? It's like free sex, free love, like drugs, all that stuff. But now, like the majority of America is like that. The majority of Europe is like that. It's like super lefty, super open.
Right.
And I think we're starting.
It's so funny that you bring that up too.
We're starting to see like kind of pushback from that. Like there are honestly like being trad, being Christian and stuff is like counterculture now, which is fucking crazy.
Right. It's almost metal to love Jesus.
It kind of is, yeah. Like if somebody's like,
I'm straight edge, dude.
Even I get caught up in like urge resistance and having these like just doing shit that people aren't doing is interesting. Period.
Right.
Doing shit that everybody else is not doing makes you feel good, because you're like, damn, if everybody is doing this, it's the easy thing to do. So I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I feel like it's always gonna keep repeating. The cycle will always repeat of like something being popular, a way to live, and then we move away from it, and then that gets really popular, and then we go back.
So it's fair to say that in the next like 20 years or so, we might end up, Bible thumping Christians again.
I can see it. I definitely could.
Somebody's like, hey, let's start this website.
Backlash, though, I don't really think, because culture's gotten desensitized to a lot of things. So 20 years from now, someone's gonna say, "Oh, you had an OnlyFans account back then." Yeah, who didn't?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's a fair estimation. If there's 3 million as of 2022.
Yeah, so I don't see there being like a crazy repercussion of that. Until, let's say, hey, yeah, I want to have a serious relationship with somebody or something like that, and then that could come back to bite him, maybe. But ultimately, I don't think it's, in the grand scheme of society, going to impact that greatly.
Yeah, I basically agree.
Is it just so ubiquitous or so just common? You're just like,
we're just desensitized to it, like
kind of like how now companies don't really test for pot anymore because it's just whatever.
Yeah,
it's whatever, man.
Exactly. There was a time where marijuana was, a really big deal.
Yep.
And oh yeah, you're a pothead. I don't want
devil's
anything to
lettuce.
do with you. But now it's just common.
Yeah.
It's commonplace, and OnlyFans is just about commonplace in our age groups.
Dude,
So,
my father-in-law hit us with some interesting information that he started doing, like Delta 9 and CBD gummies, and I
mhm.
almost hit the floor. And then his sister, who is probably more conservative and more like religious, was like, "Oh yeah, I've been taking that for a year now or 2 years now. It's amazing. I don't hurt anymore." I was like,
Yeah.
what kind of alternate universe is this?
Bro, my
I
mom
mean,
too. My mom takes like THC gummies for her
go
like
for it,
sciatica
man.
or whatever.
Your mom's a nurse too, though. So I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, she was pretty,
that kind of makes
pretty
sense.
anti-weed and stuff. It all comes
Mm.
around. I don't
That's
remember the Bible verse. It's Ecclesiastes something, but it's like everything that's been done has been done again. There is nothing new under the sun. That's like
Mm.
I like that a lot. It just everything. I don't know, man. Maybe I guarantee you, dude. Probably in 10 years, you'll see like right-leaning people doing like microdosing LSD and like hallucinogens and stuff. Be like, wow, dude, yeah, it really helped with my anxiety.
Yeah.
It'll all come around. This episode would have been an hour, absolutely, if Paul was here. By the way, go ahead.
No, absolutely. I guess to kind of wrap it up, do you guys do anything to kind of have some web privacy or security or safety, or are you just kind of like balls out, whatever happens, happens?
Not really. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I post is fairly public anymore, unless it's something to do with the family, and then I'll set that to, tight circle, whether it's close friends or family, that kind of thing. Because unfortunately, we've become reliant on social media to communicate with a lot of people, and it's the only way you can communicate with certain people, like old friends or
It's true.
distant family. So we're gonna post stuff. I post stuff, and it's so that people see it. And
Yeah.
the great thing is most social media
kept all of us together, the four of
Yeah.
us.
most social media allows you to filter how you want to project that information. So you can choose to just put it out there in the open, or you can kind of keep it within a tight circle of friends. Now, I can't stop anybody from just screenshotting, copy pasting, whatever, and then putting it out there for all to see.
True.
But that's why I just, proofread everything I do before I post it and make sure I don't go off the deep end. And believe me, there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, particularly with how I left my last job. I want to put people on blast, but I'm not going to do that.
Just kill them with
at least not
hammers.
yet, because I still need to find another job, and I want to make sure that there's nothing out there that could condemn me. And once I'm comfortable again and everything's back on track, then I'll address it then. And by that time, maybe I've cooled off enough that I not really give a shit anyway. But people need to know about certain things, but you can't share certain things safely.
True.
So you kind of have to judge the time. It's up to the user to kind of keep themselves in check, so to speak. Like, hey, yeah, I don't need to just post shit impulsively. I need to stop and assess before I click post.
Yeah.
Because like you said before, once it's out there, it's out there. And you may be able to retract it, but somebody's probably already seen it and screenshotted it or shared it with like 40 or 50 people. And once it gets there, you can't take that back.
So. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. The only thing of mine that's private is my Twitter, and it's not even ultra private. Like, my Twitter name's like Tinky, and I have like a little video game character as the profile. And I have it like set that I'm in Oregon. But I think that's because I used to be a lot more spicy on Twitter. I used to just post stuff that was counterculture just for the sake of it, but I don't really do that anymore.
A younger Tyler being an edgelord for the sake of just the lulz?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, literally. Not even
That
really,
doesn't
not even
surprise
really
me.
caring or like, not even believing necessarily everything that I would throw out there. But I was like, oh yeah, this will
Yeah,
show them.
just
But
light the match and chuck it. See what happens.
Yeah.
Default troll status.
but I
Yeah.
literally, I don't even, I don't feel myself gravitating towards that anymore. You guys are gonna call me gay, but having a very broad spectrum of friends, like I have right-leaning friends, I have like more moderate center friends, and then I have some very close friends that are like super ultra gay lefty, and then like the person I'm involved with is somebody that I did not expect that I ever would be. So and I don't know, I try to be really, really charitable to all of my friends and all the people that I care about. So I'm learning a lot about everybody's different stuff. So I'm trying not to be too much of a dick anymore about stuff.
And that's the big thing. You just critical thought, being able to empathize and see things from different views that you didn't agree with before. That's a huge step. If everybody did that, man, the world would be so much better.
It's completely possible to disagree with someone and still be respectful.
Oh yeah.
So,
like this person I'm
make the attempt to understand it.
Yeah. This person I'm having a fling with. I don't know what to say. This person I like. I try to explain to them that something about me is that I try to not write somebody off based on what I know about them. I would prefer to hear them first. So like, and being more right leaning for a while, I've heard a lot of stuff from Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson. Both of those guys, I think, they don't really have anything interesting to say, but I've listened. Nothing of theirs has stuck with me in any way. There's nothing I was like, oh, dude, wow, he's so right about that. But like Rob, as you know, there's a couple things Tate have said that I'm like, yeah, I like that. I think that that's pretty good about like being a man and suffering and stuff like that. Do I like Tate? No. Am I going to defend his character? Of course not. But I think that you can take something from anybody. I think that every single person might have something valuable like for you to hear. And yeah, I don't know, that is not how most people operate, because if you walk by somebody and they're watching Tucker Carlson on their phone, you make a lot of assumptions about that person.
Right.
And if it was me, I would be listening to him talk about like how postmodern architecture is like killing our souls. And I'm like, based, yeah, we need more beautiful buildings.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to, but yeah, they were really receptive to that. I think they knew what I was trying to say. So hopefully, Tyler's right leaning. Okay.
I have zero doubt that that your point was lost on them.
Why do you say that?
That was not lost on them.
Why do you say that, Rob?
Damn.
I meant to say the opposite of that. I have zero doubt that they lost your point, that they missed it.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
They understood you.
What?
I don't know, like because I could see in that moment, especially when you're trying to be more tactful with what you say and how you say, also because you don't want to fuck things up with them.
Yeah.
You have a way to explain things in a like, okay, yeah, I totally get it. I mean,
and he's got a hard stance on sincerity. So when he's being sincere, you know it.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah. So if you're speaking to your true self, it's pretty obvious. So
yeah, I didn't want to. I would never. I really, really believe in not being a coward. So like, that's one of the main things. Is I was like, hey, look, like I've heard stuff from Tate that I resonated with. I've heard stuff from Tucker Carlson that I liked. I'm not fans of theirs, and I'm sure
everybody has a good idea once in a while.
Yeah,
right.
That's it.
How's the phrase go? Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
And look, even if you are the gayest, most trans person in the world, you have to be able to go, hey, there's probably a reason Andrew Tate was that popular.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just magic. he has to be captivating in some way. He has to say something meaningful in some way. Same thing can be said about fucking anybody. Ben Shapiro, all those guys. Like, but just going, hey, this person sucks, I don't like him, but I get it. Like, I feel like you kind of have to be able to do that. But yeah,
give everybody their shot. If you don't give them the chance to say what's on their mind, then that's, you're being closed-minded, and that's not the way to go. But everybody just needs to take a moment, step back, and just let them say their piece. Perspective is the word, and we all need more of that word.
Even if it's from a teacher with an OnlyFans account.
No, Robert, I'm not letting you have this one. I'm not letting you have this one.
I was just tying it back into the subject.
You're not getting away with that, Robert.
Yeah.
So do you have any final thoughts on the subject?
I guess for me, for everyone that's listening,
he's about to defend teachers with OnlyFans. You should let your kids watch porn. Let your 3-year-olds jerk off.
I just want to say that be more mindful of the things that you're going to embark on the internet, because you never know who will ever have access to it. I misspoke. I need that in like a soundboard.
He misspoke.
Yeah. But that's all. I say, just be cautious, be mindful of potential outcomes, be safe. And you probably won't do all that well on OnlyFans if you start one right now. Just saying, you're not going to be an amaranth.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I was, I would not start one. There doesn't seem to be. The market is so flooded.
True.
It's been good. But,
all right, yeah, I guess we can wrap it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Yeah. Thank you for listening to episode 91 of A Kettle of Fish, the new kind of format. I like this. This was good. Nice.
Yeah, it was succinct.
Yeah. So we'll just kick Paul out.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye, Paul.
We'll kill Paul with hammers or fire or both.
Yeah, both. Let's do both.
All right.
Get real old school with it.
What do we want to do for our outro? Favorite slur?
Oh.
Frank, go ahead.
I could
favorite slur.
I could just cut his goodbye, everybody.
Oh yeah, splice it in.
Yeah, splice it in.
Just steal his fucking intellectual property.
Well, he stole it from somebody. I don't remember who he said before.
Probably some fucking voice actor he wants
and
to fuck.
He got really upset because we didn't really listen to him.
That's true. Paul, we love you. Most of the time.
That's a good ending, I think.
Goodbye, everybody.